Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? Hopefully well. Hopefully there's a few of you guys with us tonight. I apologize if throughout the stream I'm a little bit out of it. I am recovering from a cold or something else. I don't know what, but I never went to any hospitals or medical facilities and got tested, but I had some kind of thing. So, whatever. Anyway, I'm feeling kind of better, but my taste buds are still not working to the best of quality. So I'm not going to be doing any kind of whiskey wars tonight or taste testings. Just going to sip on a little whiskey and chat with you guys and see what everybody's up to in the new year. Hope you guys are well. AZ has a drink poured already. All right, well, what are we drinking, buddy? And also, hello, Sugar Kitty. Welcome back. Thank you. Glad to see you guys. Also, Templar Fidelis. Cool. Good to have you back with us, buddy. Thank you. Yes. All right. I highlighted the wrong thing. Head Zachary disease. Sure. Could be. On the tail end of a cold, also. Yeah. Yeah, I actually don't know what I had. I know I had like the worst body aches I've ever had in my life. It felt like all my muscles were cramping at the same time. So I don't know what that was about exactly. But I never went and got tested, and I'm feeling mostly better. This is day 3-ish, kind of 4. But yeah, that's why we didn't go live last night. But anyway, uncut, unfiltered now after some Aaron 10. Okay, cool. Hey, still in the woods. Welcome back, buddy. Glad to have you with us. Vegas 101 out of my new special edition Woodford Reserve glass. Hey, nice. Those crystal cut glasses. Yeah, those are nice glasses that Woodford put out this year. All right. We had cold before COVID. Right. Yes. Hey, well, Adam, ASP3, just named our bottle of the night. Yeah, I didn't want anything super heavy, so I'm just going to have some 1910. Just realized, didn't remember to grab a glass, though. We're off to a great start. Doing well already. I can tell my mind is just doing wonderful. So, yeah, so this is the new bottle of 1910. And just so you guys know, I am finally doing, I know Adam will be very happy about this. I am finally doing the 1910 review. It will be out next Saturday, and I'm going to be doing a comparison of the old bottle versus the new bottle. I'd seen some other reviewers do this, and honestly, I did not think there would be that much of a difference. I kind of felt like it was just for clicks and just kind of an excuse to make a video, but I did them blind, and I was surprised how much difference there is. So I won't say which is better, but next Saturday you guys will find out. They're both excellent, by the way. So if you've never had Old Forester 1910, I cannot suggest it highly enough. It is a great $50-ish bottle, and it's on the lighter side, 93 proof. And I kind of want something easy tonight. I don't think my taste buds will do it justice, so I'm not going to try and give flavor and nosing notes tonight, but I'm just going to enjoy some whiskey and hang out with you guys. So, first sip down. Yeah, man, those crystal etched or cut or whatever the right terminology is, man, those are some killer rocks glasses. And especially since you're basically getting them for free, because you're basically just paying the cost of a Woodford bottle and you get a free awesome glass. So hard to turn down that gift set this year. Had to buy one. 1910 is definitely the desserty one. As I said, I'm not going to try and do proper nosing and tasting notes right now because my taste buds are all off. It is still good though. but lots of like tobacco, leather, deep, rich caramels and brown sugars. There is definitely that kind of banana note there, but it's not quite as strong as in other Old Forester products. Um, just lots of like kind of like there's like a nice chocolate note, like almost a dark chocolate, like a semi-sweet dark chocolate. Yeah, it's good stuff. I really like it, especially when I'm not in the mood for something high proof, but also still has a lot of flavor. 1910 is awesome. I have not graduated from OF 100 yet. Hey, that's all right, man. I lived on OF 100 for a long time. It is on my list. Just had the 86 and the 100 so far. Cool, man. Yeah, those are, I mean, nothing wrong with the 86 and the 100. Those are great starting places. Great, great bourbons there. I think the Old Forester line in general gets overlooked too often. I know it's not for everybody. Not everybody likes the banana note, but it's really, really good if you like it. Once you try an Old Forester, if you like it, there's just kind of variations of that, and I think as you go up in price point, they get significantly better. I'm drinking on a recreation. Oh yes, right. Yeah. So me and Woods were kind of chatting in the comments of my latest video, and so he is recreating my budget rye lineup. So he's going to keep us updated on his results. So be curious to see what he finds best. Now I know that me and Woods tend to differ a little bit on what we like as far as flavor profiles on rye, but either way, I'm still happy to find out what he likes best there. So he's trying to recreate the last 5 that I did in the best budget rye. So he'll keep us updated on what he finds best. Yeah, that's kind of my bad, AZ. Yeah, I only got one as well, so I don't know why I'm saying glasses. Really, just glass, but still, it's a really, really nice glass. So I'm okay with that. Just bought the 1897 at Total Wine today. Hey, awesome. Well, I guess I'll have to come over later once I'm not feeling like crap, and we'll try that. Also, just letting you guys in on some fun. Adam also picked up an E.H. Taylor single barrel for $100 last week, so that was a score. And I got to try a little bit of that. Good stuff. Definitely good stuff at $100. I don't know that I would pay what people are asking for it. I saw somebody today was offering 300. I think it's worth 300, but anyway, definitely good at $100. Good evening, all. Yes. Hey, Commandante Lou, thanks for joining us, buddy. Yeah, it is on 1910 for sure, man. Okay, cool. Glad you found them. Yeah, so that is the glass I'm using tonight. This is, if you want a close up, there it is. That is the Libby's glass. That is what I'll be using in my reviews from now on. I just prefer them. They're a little bit wider, a little heavier, a little easier for, especially if you have bigger hands, a little easier to hold than the Glens. The Glens are a little bit too dainty for me, so yeah. OF 100 is chocolate banana to me. Yeah, so I would say the 1910 is just more of that. It's even more of the chocolate and like sweet tobacco, leather. When I say leather, it's not like the taste of leather. It's like if the smell of fresh leather could translate to a taste, not like the taste of actually chewing on leather. If that makes any sense. And then also like really nice, rich brown sugars and caramels. It's just good stuff. It's just a really nice, relaxing, kind of like you said, kind of desserty bourbon. It's good. But it is very rich. So, it's not something you're gonna probably drink a ton of. I would say it's not like something you're gonna kill like half a bottle of in a night. I mean, I guess you could, but I feel like the richness would kind of get old after a while. Anyway, although at the same time, I guess after enough, your palate would kind of deaden out and then it wouldn't matter. Yeah, me too. So I was expecting, based on the previous live we did that Knob Creek would have a good showing. But something, I don't know if it was just a temperature difference or my palate was off, but nonetheless, and like I back and forth, like the last, well, third, fourth, and fifth place, because I was pretty sure right away what first and second were. Those were clearly first and second. But then I back and forth 3, 4, and 5 off camera, and I mean I knew which one the MGP was the whole time because there's no way you confuse it with anything else. But the Rittenhouse just I almost wonder if I screwed up on the live last time when I did the live, because the way I described the Rittenhouse in the live is the way I felt about the Knob Creek when I did the blind tasting. So I'm curious if somehow I got my numbers screwed up or something, because it was just very light and kind of, I don't know, underwhelming. Just it was all right. Not bad, just kind of boring, I guess. Anyway, I got the Woodford and glass 27. Yeah, that's a score. I mean, the glass itself is probably, I don't know, at least a $5 to $10 glass, easily, probably 10, being honest. So, yes, definitely. Dainty, for sure. Yes, Glens are dainty, very dainty. I'll be drinking all the whiskey out of my WR glass from now on. Yeah, they are awesome. If you guys haven't seen them, keep an eye out for the Woodford Reserve gift box set. I mean, you're getting Woodford and an awesome glass for the price of just a bottle of Woodford. So why wouldn't you do that? They had the Beam Distillery Tour Pack at the store. $3.75 of Knob 9, Beam Black, and Basil. Well, I mean, my personal take on that is I would rather just buy the Knob Creek 9-year pack. Those are available near me. You get a $7.50 of Knob 9, and you get 2 glasses. Because I don't care for Jim Beam Black or Basil's, especially Basil's, just irritates me. It's just super light, and like I just think about what that bourbon could have been if they hadn't added so much water. But that's me. Anyway, how much is the Riff Malted Rye on secondary? Don't know, Adam. Maybe someone else does. So here in the near future, well, actually, not so. I say that like it's far off. So the New Riff Malted Rye, as well as the Barrel Spirits Seagrass, the Sagamore Double Oak Rye, and then also Rendezvous Rye will be all in the mix for our Rye of the Year, which will be in our Whiskeys of the Year video. Let's see. Actually, that will be next Saturday. So 1910 video, I'm going to have to push to like next Wednesday. Now think about it. Yeah, so I'm trying to get all that shot. Hopefully I'm feeling better so I can do some blind tastings this week and get all that finished up. I have my, what is it? I have like 12 through 6 placed. I just don't have my top 5 placed for Bourbon of the Year. So, yeah. Anyway, hopefully taste buds get back to normal here soon so I can do stuff. But New Riff Malted Rye was very good. If you guys see it at standard prices, which is $60, I would buy it, especially if you like rye. This is my first blind tasting since I got over the cold back in September. Oh, okay, yeah. And I'm realizing just how weak my sense of smell still is. Yeah, right. Yeah, so funny enough, with whatever this was, my sense of smell is decent. It's definitely not 100%, but my taste buds are just weird. Like the alcohol notes are way, way more prominent than they used to be. So I hope that changes soon, because even in this, which is only 93 proof, It's just like it tastes like I'm drinking barrel proof. So that's why I'm choosing something lighter tonight. Still good. It just it's really punchy tonight. Anyway, got the Knob Creek pack already and the bottom etched glass. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. I don't know if everybody's seeing these, but there is a Larceny gift box set that I bought that I recommend. There's also a Jack Daniels single barrel box set that I got. It is pretty nice. Comes with some really nice glasses. And I'm not really that big of a fan of Jack Daniels single barrel. It's okay. I really just wanted the glasses, so whatever. I'll drink the other stuff eventually. Finally tried Wild Turkey 101. Well, okay. Love it. Just got a rare breed, but have yet to open it. Want to be 100% for it. Yeah, I feel that. So welcome to the club, man. Wild Turkey 101. Yeah, once you have it, then it changes the way that you view all other budget whiskeys, I feel like. It's kind of like the standard, and then there are some things that can maybe be better than that, but very few. I would say there's some things that are just kind of equal to that, but different. Yeah, Wild Turkey 101 is just kind of the bar that everything else is trying to live up to for many, many years. I have the Larceny one. Love the glass. Simple but nice. Yeah, I really just got it because I didn't have any Larceny glasses, and I collect glassware because that's what I need to do is collect more stuff. I mean, I already collect way too many things, like comic books, comic book cards, whiskey glasses. What else do I collect? Star Wars crap, hunting stuff, guns, ammunition. I probably need a bigger house. Anyway, free whiskey with glasses. Yes. It's kind of how I look at it. If you can get the whiskey that you're going to drink anyway with free glasses, why would you not buy them? Welcome to the party. Indeed. Yep. Wild Turkey 101. It's just you can't go wrong with it. It's just it's the standard to me. It's even though it's the bourbon that ruined my life for a while and took me out of whiskey for a while. That was my own fault. But even still, that was like when I came back to whiskey, that was, I think, the second or third one I tried again after a decade and a half of not drinking whiskey. And it was just as amazing as I remember. Yeah. And also, just want to point out that I'm always surprised. Well, semi spoiler alert. Let me get my list here. Let's see here. Got it all written down. So this year, now this is not an allocated bottle. Granted, it is a store pick, but the Russell's Reserve single barrel store pick that I got at my local liquor barn finished 8th place of all of the bourbons I tried this year. So if you guys have the ability to get a Russell's Reserve store pick, now granted, it's not going to be the same as mine, but they're all really good. Honestly, the regular Russell's Reserve was not that far behind the store pick. I just put the store pick in because I liked it a little bit more. Yeah, Wild Turkey just keeps making awesome stuff, and they're affordable. I think Russell's Reserve store picks are like 50, 55 bucks, at least in my area. Maybe they might be 60 in your area, but still awesome bottle. And of course, the always popular rare breed, which is always everywhere and just fantastic. I didn't put rare breed in the mix, but I think so I have this idea. You guys let me know what you think, because you are the ones that are always commenting, always, hitting the like button, always watching the videos. So I have this idea. So I'm going to do the whiskeys of the year thing, get that out of the way. And then I was going to, maybe in a couple weeks or so, what do we got here? Do we have a bot? Looks like a bot. Just going to block by. All right. Anyway, so I was thinking of just doing some shelfers versus my whiskey of the year and see how it does. Things like this bottle I'm drinking tonight. So like things like Old Forester 1910, Old Forester 1920, Rare Breed, Russell's Reserve. If you guys have other suggestions, that would be cool too. Things like that, just really high quality whiskeys that are available all the time, and see how they fare against the yearly releases that are a little more exclusive. So that was a video idea I had. Let me know what you guys think about that, and also if you have suggestions for it. Thanks. Just don't want to end up like my cousin's Eddie's kid. Okay. Not sure where you're getting at, but sure. Yes, probably not. I need to look out for the larceny. Love the standard. Now, so the larceny gift pack I'm talking about is just the standard larceny, but it came with the glasses. So yeah, why not? This Maker's 101 is taking my second spot though. Need to get a few more bottles. Yep, it's good. There's no doubt about it. I thought about, I may throw that in the mix just for fun. If my palate has enough time to go through them all, I may throw Maker's 101 in the mix. So I believe it was released this year. So I think that makes it okay. I got that Evan Williams bib handle for $25. Now my go-to budget. Yeah, man. I am the Evan Williams bib ambassador. I will proudly hold that crown because, yeah, I don't think there's anything under $20, at least in my area, that beats it. And now, Grant, that's saying that Old Forester 100 and Wild Turkey 101 are both over $20 in my area. If they weren't, then that would be the crown holders, one of those two. But under 20, Evan Williams bib is the king. Lou Greaser, it's what I'm sipping now, for sure. Just bought $7.50 Evan Williams bib. It is handle worthy, indeed. Hey, what's up, Dimetron? What's up, buddy? Thanks for the follow on Instagram as well. Appreciate that. Hey, guys, while I'm thinking about that, I'm terrible at self-promotion. So if you guys don't mind following me on Instagram, I would appreciate it. I post stuff on there occasionally, but probably more important than that to me, and mainly so I can communicate with you guys, if you guys can follow me on Facebook. I know Facebook is the evil empire, and we all try and avoid it. I only do it for WhiskeyTube, really. But if you guys can follow me on there, that's where I post whether I'm going live or not, all those kind of things. If there's some reason I'm not going live, that's how I communicate with you guys. So it's just Whiskey Wars on Facebook. So if you guys could do that, I appreciate it. That way it's easier for me to communicate with you guys, because I do not have the community tab yet on YouTube. So it's really the only way that I can get out messages to you guys. So if you guys want to stay in touch, that is the easiest way for me to do so. Agree, Lou. Evan Williams bib is my go-to budget as well. Man, it was mine for a long, long time. I don't now. I kind of just jump around, but for a long time, it was a combination of Wild Turkey 101, Old Forester 100, and Evan Williams bib. I just kind of rotate them week after week. And none of those are bad pours by any means. They're all excellent. Have you tried Evan Williams single barrel? For me, that's just $5 more and even better. So Sugar Kitty, I agree sometimes. I've had Evan Williams single barrels that are really good, and I've had some that are just kind of And that's kind of my issue with single barrels across the board, I guess. I guess I really like consistency, and single barrels are not that. But that said, I get your point, Sugar Kitty. There are some really good Evan Williams single barrels out there for sure. I have had some really excellent ones that could probably pass for like $40, $50 bottles. And then I've had some others that were just kind of, they were just all right. Chris, oh, okay, gotcha. I gotcha. What's everybody drinking tonight? Sipping on OGD 114 here. Hey, there you go. There's another good budget sipper right there, especially if you want something a little higher proof. Yeah, OGD 114. That's another one I think I'm going to throw in the mix against our whiskeys of the year and see how it fares. Did you have a hard time finding it? Oh, but OGD 114. Yeah, I know that in some areas it is. Here in Southern Kentucky, it's kind of a little hit or miss. Not a terrible search, but you have to search a little bit. What is up, Jack? How we doing, man? Good to have you. Actually, not that late. What are you? 20 minutes late? That's pretty good. I am terrible at joining streams on time, so I never get upset at anybody for joining late. We all have things to do, so I appreciate you being here. Jack, I'm sorry I didn't like your Dickel Rye more. It wasn't bad though. I can't say I disliked it. You know, when it really comes down to, and I know that you and Woods and a few others probably disagree with me, but the MGP rye profile is just not my favorite thing, which obviously if you watch the video today, then you know that. Wouldn't say it's bad. It's definitely got some nice complexity, quite a bit going on there. Just not my favorite notes. So, yeah. So that's another one I have planned, actually, but not Evan Williams Bib. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that, yes. So we could do that. That's a solid idea, AZ. But another one I had planned is budget barrel proofs or ish. And that would be OGD 114 versus words. The thing the Buffalo Trace makes that's really cheap. That's barrel proof. Black label. Can't think of the word. Have it downstairs. If I were in my whiskey room, I could just look over at it, but I'm upstairs. So what is the thing called? I'm sure someone will know what I'm talking about eventually. It's a black label made by Buffalo Trace Distillery. The just standard version's like $8. The full proof is like 25, 30. Anyway, I thought that would be a good comparison between that and OGD 114. Picked up a Evan Williams single. Would like to get a 1783 as well and compare. Yeah, I like the new 1783 better. I think there's a little bit more going on there, a little more complexity, a little more mouthfeel. Just in general, a little bit better bourbon. So I'm glad that they kind of redid their mash bill or aging or whatever their mix blend, whatever they did differently. I'm glad they changed things up there, and also a little higher proof. So, man, I wish I could find 114. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. It's really good. My favorite of the old granddads for sure. Just a really nice barrel proof-ish bourbon for a good price. I mean, usually 25, 30 bucks. Although here in Kentucky, it's starting to push over 30, but most of the time you can get it right at 30. Just passed up Evan Williams Bib for Forester, 1897. Hey, I understand that. That'd be a hard choice. I think I'd go with the Forester as well, though. I generally try to stick to store picks when it comes to single barrel stuff. I've had several good bottles of Evan Williams single barrel, though. Yeah, I agree. Tend to cycle through OGD 114, Wild Turkey 101, and Evan Williams single barrel. Hey, those are all solid picks there, Sugar Kitty. Nothing wrong with those. What do y'all think about Jefferson Ocean? I've enjoyed it before. Yeah, I understand that. I guess there's a lot of labor involved in all that because they are on a ship at sea. I like it. It's just the price point is what gets me. At least around here, it's like usually around $60, and for $60, there's a lot of other options. So not that Jefferson Ocean is bad by any means. It's just that when I think about what I could have instead of that, it's kind of, I don't know. Like, because I could have a Russell's Reserve single barrel store pick for that price. I could have an Old Forester 1920 or 1910, or I'd probably even maybe take a Statesman over that. I don't know. That'd be close. See, what else is it? There's a lot of things. My brain's not working great tonight, but there's lots of stuff at the kind of the $60 price point. So that's kind of what kills it for me with Jefferson's Ocean. But yeah, chat, you let us know your thoughts on that. I think the MGP rye needs the 10-year age because I can tell you the Templeton 10-year is fantastic. Yeah, that's probably true. It's just I don't know. I don't. There's like this weird anise, licorice, too much clove, kind of weird green tea note. Well, those notes that I don't really care for. They're okay. So if that gets better with age, then that would be great. Never had the Templeton 10 years, so I'll take your word for it. And yes, Sugar Kitty, benchmark is a thing I was talking about. So the idea I have coming up is benchmark foolproof versus OGD 114. Similar price points, similar kind of concepts there. Those are budget kind of barrel proofs. So wanted to see what the best kind of budget barrel proof is. So if that's a video you guys would be interested in, you guys let me know. 1783 is $20 at my local Safeway. Worth a shot? Yeah, especially if it's the new bottle. So the new bottle is not round. It's, what would you call that? Something. There's a rhombus. I can't think of the right word. Anyway, it's not a square. It's not a rectangle. It's not a diamond. It's diamond-ish. Anyway, yeah, the non-round bottle, I think, is much better. Yes, new 1783 is the 90 proof. Yeah, I don't know how I got so lucky that I got all these great followers from out west, which I always I love kind of. I mean, I know that the West is not what it used to be, but I feel like you guys are still carrying the torch of what the West used to be. Someday maybe we can get back to greatness. Idaho treats OGD 114 as a special. Interesting. Did not know that. Well, okay, so AZ, I'm talking about the benchmark foolproof versus OGD 114. Benchmark versus ancient age. Yeah, that would be, I guess those are two different mash bills. Is that mash bill like 1 versus mash bill 2? The thing is, I don't really care for either of those that much. I mean, they're both fine as starter bourbons, but I don't think either one of them are all that phenomenal. They're both budget bourbons. So what are you gonna do? In Phoenix, hell has frozen over. Oh, okay. What is the temperature there, AZ? Just out of curiosity. We are warm here in Kentucky. Of course, we have a cold front coming through, but it was 73 today. That was the high today in December in Kentucky. Actually, January. Today's January. So, yeah, yep, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, oh, yeah, it's still great, just never noticed as much when drinking it solo. What are we talking about? I'll figure it out later. All right. Heck, when I got Jefferson's, it was 80 for. Oh, okay, well that's worse. Yeah, so for 80, you could have any of the Elijah Craig barrel proofs or Larceny barrel proofs, or maybe you could even find a Stag Junior for that price. It'd be probably tricky, but it's possible. Man, there's a lot of stuff at $80 that would just destroy Jefferson's Ocean. I mean, if you like barrel proofs, especially. Yeah, I don't know. I think Jefferson's Ocean is a cool experience, but it's just the price tag is too much. That's my take on that. Do they have a whiskey that rode around on a train hobo style? Shoot, ride around on a train. Yeah, there you go. Or maybe just hitching rides on different semi trailers, just kind of as a hobo riding around with smelly truck drivers for a couple of years and see what smells and taste that imparts to the whiskey. The smell of old dirty truck drivers. Just see what that does to a whiskey. Just keep it in a truck driver's cabin for several years. See what that does. Putting those barrels on some Chinese container ships is probably a lot cheaper than building a new warehouse. Probably. I mean, you can get stuff on Wish for literally a penny, and it's coming from China. I don't know how they're doing this. It makes no sense to me. I mean, it literally doesn't matter what you could possibly be getting. The shipping has to cost more than a penny. So the item is basically free. I don't understand the economics of what they're doing, but somehow Wish is the business that keeps happening, even though what you get is never the thing you ordered. But nonetheless, yeah, you can order stuff for a penny. So at 65 for me, it's getting close to exactly ECBP or Smoke Wagon Uncut, or get two lesser bottles instead of Jefferson. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that, Sugar Kitty. Yeah, I would take two Cooper's Craft 100 proofs, or like Woodford. Yeah, yeah, I'd take two of those over Jefferson's. Honestly, more stuff to drink and probably better. Still in woods and container ships can sit off the coast for a long time now. Yeah. How about that? You get some extra aging for free because no one's unloading the ships. So, hey, free extra aging. Although I'm sure we'll see that cost on the back end. Then I still have the old 1793 in our stores. Yep. Yeah, they're still sitting around. Apparently, they weren't that popular. I don't know. I mean, it was, to me, the old one was just very mild and kind of boring. I think the new one has a little more going on. But, I mean, the old one wasn't bad, especially if you want just an easy sipper. But I still, the old one, I definitely prefer the Evan Williams bib. But new one, I'd say it's more of a mood thing. It was down near 80 degrees here in Southeast Texas today. I have both ACs running. That sucks. I almost considered kicking the AC on today. It was approaching like 74 in the house, and I was thinking, maybe it's time. But then the cold front pushed through about 3 or 4 o'clock, and that cooled things off, thankfully. But it was just strange to have to even consider running the AC in January. It's usually the coldest month of the year, and it was 73 degrees. So kind of sucked. So I have Jefferson's very small batch and very small batch Oceans V23, and I thought it was hype until there is a difference. I think the sloshing on the ship really does something to the juice. Yeah, I mean, I think Oceans is better than the standard very small batch. I will agree with that. I just, as others have said, I don't know if I agree with the price point. That's kind of what gets me. That's, yeah, I don't know. I got to back up AZ and see 46, Sean. I don't know what you're talking about, AZ. Sorry. Mine's not working. Freezing here in Texas now. Okay. 46. Oh, the temperature. Gotcha. Okay. I'm trying to keep up. Brain's running slow. Low of -4 degrees here tonight. Wait, where are you, Templar? -4? Good Lord. All right. Yeah, that's terrible. All right. So OGD Bib has been my go-to last month until I got George B. Bibb. George D? George D. Bibb. Oh, George Dickel. Okay, gotcha. Boom. Hard to pick the winner. Yeah, but Dickel Bibb is twice the price. So there is that. But I mean, so the Bibb this year is what, 14 years, 13 years? It's pretty old. So yeah, I would say not a fair comparison because I know that the OGD Bibb is much younger than that. The low for tonight is forecast to be 32, but it is 73 outside right now. Damn this Texas weather. Yeah, so funny enough, Woods, we're about to have the same kind of thing because the cold front's pushing through, and so tonight I think it's supposed to get down to I think high 40s, but then tomorrow night it's going to be 19. So 73 today, tomorrow night 19, and then the night after that is going to be like 13. So yeah, which is why we had tornadoes here again, although not as crazy as a couple weeks ago. And here I thought 55 New Jersey was out of line. Yeah, I mean, it kind of is for this time of year, but not as bad as 73 in January. But it's also not as bad as -4, wherever that is. I'm sorry, Templar. Hitchhiker whiskey. Yeah, there. So actually, to stick with the theme there, AZ, Old Cuban Shoe should, this is probably a racist term. I don't know what else you call them. In Florida, we always call them banana boats, which is probably racist. I'm certain the origin of that is racist, so I apologize. But, I mean, I think a lot of Cubans even call them that they came over on banana boats. That's not probably a proper term. But anyway, you could age some whiskey at sea on one of those things, although it may sink, and, just hope for the best and see what that does. Probably a lot cheaper than whatever Jefferson's is doing. Yeah, and see what the results are. There's the new Brad Paisley whiskey that carried around on his tour buses. Yeah. I mean, probably. Woods, it was great earlier in DFW, but dropped fast this afternoon. So cold down. Yeah, so I guess we're all experiencing the same thing. That's the cold front's hitting all of us at the same time. Must be just a very uniform line coming down from the north. Damn, just checked the low, 9 degrees. Perfect waterfowl hunting weather. Hey, all right. Yeah, speaking of, I'm looking forward to getting back out in the woods here now that it is cooling back down. It's way too hot for deer the last week or so. Trying to get some late season deer, so we'll see how that goes. Because they have been hiding in the woods, not even seeing them on cameras. They're, I guess, pissed off. It's too warm. They don't understand what's going on. They're very upset, so they're just hiding. I'm trying to decide if OGD bib is better than Ed Williams bib, but why not just buy both? Exactly. They're both like $20, so you're out $40 and you have two great whiskeys. Well, looks like I'm still going to overpay for Ocean. The alternative suggestions are great, though. Thanks all. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth the experience like one time, and then you can decide for yourself if you want to do it again. It's kind of for me, it's kind of like in the same category as like Blanton's. It's like one of those things that you got to try to say you tried it, and you're probably going to pay too much for it. And then after that, you can decide if you ever want to do that again. And my answer on both of those is no. If you can find it like cheap somewhere on either of those bottles, then great. Otherwise, I'd probably pass. Only thing funky about Ed Williams bib is the funky sharp bottle. They need to stand. Are you talking? Are you talking about the lip of the bottle? I mean, I've never drank directly out of the bottle, but I mean, probably they're screw on top, so I can't imagine that they've done a lot of work on the edge of the lip of the bottle. Hard to say. Just to let y'all know, I did pick up some Oceans for $40. Really, that is a deal. Yeah, I mean, if Jefferson's Oceans was $40, I might buy it more regularly. But as some others have posted, I'm usually seeing it more in the $60 to $70 range. That's typically what I'm seeing here in Kentucky. So, yeah, 40 seems more reasonable. Also, it says there's 11 people watching us. Of course, me saying that will probably scare off many people, but nonetheless, it looks like 11. Nope. See that I said it, and now it's down to 10. Anyway, to me, the M. Williams bib label is too similar to Jim Beam, overlooked for a long time. That's fair, but once you have it and then you know, and then you never mistake it for that ever again, because Ed Williams bib just curb stomps Jim Beam White Label all the time, up and down the street, relentlessly, with no mercy. I would buy Oceans for 40. Yep, agreed. Idaho. Okay, that's why it's so deadly cold. That makes a lot of sense now. -4. That's terrible. Well, let's see. Large Craig barrel proof. Yes, that. So I'm not going to say where it's going to fall, but there's going to be some Large Craig barrel proofs in the final lineup for our whiskey of the year, as well as some Larceny barrel proofs. I think too many people are sleeping on those. If you guys see them at a good price, they're worth buying, especially if you like barrel proof. 13 years for the George Dickel bibs this year. Yeah, I knew that it was around there. I mean, that's, even though they're like 40, 45 bucks, at least in my local area, you can't really complain because it's 13-year-old. It's bourbon, let's be fair. For 40 bucks, and it's bottle and bond. So, it's taken care of. Yeah, it's good. That's probably my favorite Dickel that I've had so far. And, the biggest problem with Dickel is the name, because you have to say, when somebody asks you questions about it, you have to keep saying that word. So you have to say sentences like I just did, like that's my favorite Dickel. So that's the biggest problem with Dickel, is the name itself. 46 degrees right now, overnight, early 30s. Gotcha. Banana boat might impart a nice note. Salted banana, indeed. Man, you guys are blowing up the comments. I need to run through this chat here. My boss got us Angel's Envy this season for Xmas present. I got the rye because he knows I like rye. Terrible. The rum cask thing shouldn't happen with rye. I haven't tried the Angel's Envy rye, but I have had the Seagrass rye, and I liked that, and I think that's in a rum cask. So I don't know that I can totally agree with you, Jack, but I haven't tried the Angel's Envy one, so don't know. So I'm most of the way through this blind tasting, okay? And I'm about 90% sure I know which ones the Wild Turkey Rye and OF Rye are. Probably so. They're very distinct. Well, I would say the Wild Turkey Rye is somewhat similar to the Rittenhouse. It's not exact, but I would say those are the two closest in flavor profile. And then Old Forester is completely different than anything else. And then, of course, whatever the MGP one is, you know that right away. And then I don't know what your fifth was, Woods, but if it's the Knob Creek, then that's, to me, that was the lightest one. And sort of like the Old Forester, but like way lighter, less spicy, not as interesting to me. That was kind of my thoughts. Anyway, neighbors are firing off fireworks again. Dog scared, going nuts. Thankfully, we didn't have any of that going on here last night. I don't know where all our neighbors went for New Year's, but they didn't fire off fireworks around here, which I was happy about because I was sick, feeling like crap, so I went to bed early. Ezra Brooks, 99, or James E. Pepper Bourbon, good juice, and an easy price. Hey, also, what is up, James Norwood? Thanks for joining us, buddy. I've seen you in the comments a lot on the videos. Appreciate you joining. And thank you for all the comments on the videos as well, man. Glad you could join us. And yes, Ezra Brooks, I think, is one that gets overlooked way too much. I know that, they kind of tried to copy JD for a long time, and even like their bottles and stuff still kind of do. But I think they're putting out some good stuff. Old Ezra 7-year was actually in the mix for Whiskey of the Year. It placed in the top 10. I won't say where, but anyway, yeah, I thought it was good. Brad Paisley Whiskey is called American Tour and was put together by Bardstown Bourbon Company. Oh, okay, well, that piques my interest a little more. It's a takeoff of the Jefferson's Ocean. Gotcha. Yeah, Bardstown puts out some pretty good stuff, so that might make me check it out. You're finding out you really like Beam stuff. Okay, well, AC, I can't help you. Deer upset with Al Gore. Yeah, probably something like that. I don't know. They're not liking the high temperatures. I know that. Which do you like better? I think we'll have the results shortly. Hey, what is up, Gert? Glad you are with us, man. I know. So, Whiskey Lover Society is joining us at something like 3 or 4 a.m. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't know exactly what time it is, your time, but I know it's very late there. So thank you so much for stopping in. Appreciate it, buddy. Glad to see you. And he is the Scotch expert. This man has tried all kinds of scotches I've never even seen. So if you guys are really into Scotch, definitely check out Whiskey Lover Society. Good guy, great reviews. Does really nice nosing and tasting notes. Check him out. I'm glad you could join us. Feeling around the entire bottle. Very sharp. Okay, gotcha. So just really unfinished glass all around. Not just the lip. All of it's just kind of a mess. Fair enough. But hey, what do you want for a $20 bottle? Actually, around here, it's more like, I think it's like 14 for a 750, or you can get handle for like 24. So, we can't expect a lot. All the money's going into the distillate that's in the bottle. So, how much can you complain? I had to put my dog inside last night because he kept on trying to attack the fireworks. He fears nothing. It's a real problem, actually. Yeah, so as you guys know, I'll let me bring him up here for a second. He doesn't want to be disturbed. He's sleeping right beside me. Well, I'm going to pick him up anyway. Here's my boy. And you would think that this big-headed monster of a dog would be scared of nothing. But he is a big baby. In fact, he was just sleeping. Yeah, so he doesn't like fireworks. He doesn't like thunder. He doesn't like anything. Yeah. He doesn't like any kind of loud noises at all. He is the biggest wuss I've ever known. But he's awesome. So we keep him around. My new rescue, I assume you meant pit, is hiding under my bed. Puggy. Oh, okay, Pug. Gotcha. Okay. 3 more watchers than likers. Come on, fellas. Hey, yeah, appreciate it, Woods. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. We always appreciate that. You know, helps more people see my nonsense and keeps this whole thing going. You know, eventually my wife would like it if someday I make money. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe that's something that'll happen eventually. And then in the meantime, though, we're having a good time. Yes, everybody say hi to Whiskey Lover Society. Good guy. Oh, no OG. Oh, I think you meant ECBP for this guy. So you're saying you're not much for the light trig barrel proofs there, Jack? It's unfortunate. Evan Biv for my next and probably last pour of the night. No problem. Is this another bot? I'm going to watch you. You know, wall of the whatever the heck. I feel like that's a bot, but I'm going to let it slide for now. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, it probably is that, but we'll let them go for a little. Let's see what they do. Maybe they'll do something interesting. So when I got this OF Bib, this was between the Michters. How does Michters fare up? So I really like the Michters Sour Mash and the Michters just bourbon. The American whiskey is good, but I think it's just a little bit too light. And then the rye is one of my favorite kind of $40 to $50 ryes. But for the most part, I usually recommend the Michters line. I think they're putting out good stuff. I wish the proofs were a little higher. That's my biggest complaint. But if you like lower proofs, I think they're hard to beat. How much whiskey can you fit in Brad's tour bus? This is a good question. I mean, I feel like a barrel or two would be about all you could fit in there comfortably and not take up so much space you couldn't get through. But I also don't know what his tour bus looks like. So maybe he's given up sleeping space for lots of barrels. You know, hard to say. I wish I could find EB. See as much as. Okay. I think you're still meaning a wide Craig barrel proof. I don't know, Jack. I'm trying to interpret. There is rumored glass shortage, right? Yeah, possibly. You know, hard to say. Ezra Brooks. Okay, gotcha. I don't like Old Forester at all, and Wild Turkey Rye is one of my absolute favorites. There you go. Yeah, that's one area where me and Woods differ. Is I'm an Old Forester fan, and he does not like it at all. And that's okay. We can still be friends. Ezra is rare? Wow. My thoughts exactly. Didn't know that at all. Didn't know Ezra Brooks was hard to find anywhere. But now I do. So we're learning things. Good job, group. My dog is a pit bull too. No clipped ears though. Yeah, so I would not do it again. It's I really regret doing it. We were told, I don't even really want to get into the story, but in any case, we were told that there is this laser surgery that could be done that was painless. Not so much. Would never do it again. So I would have left his ears alone. If I could go back in the past and redo things, that's what I would do. Hanging, nope. Okay. Serve yourself a bourbon, lemon juice, honey, hot toddy before bed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I think I need something like that right now. And That is my dad popping in. So hello to Pops. Buddy, what are you doing? You're trying to. Okay, I see your ball. Sorry for the distraction, folks. Yeah. For now, it's just whiskey, but that is even though whiskey is still kind of taboo in Kentucky. Funny enough, people that don't even drink whiskey or think it's a sin will still go into liquor stores and buy whiskey just for hot toddies for colds, because apparently it's fine to sin when you're sick. I don't really understand the logic, but whatever. I've seen many people come in and do that, and they always are like, "Oh, I don't know anything about whiskey, but I need it because I have a cold." First off, I don't think it's a sin personally, but anyway, I'm not going to get into all that. But people are funny. It's really the point of that whole little anecdote there. It's 53-foot semi just for the bourbon and supposed to end up with 30,000 bottles. Okay, well, that's so really there's just a semi that follows him around his tour bus. Then it's not like it's in his tour bus. So really, that's closer to the old Cuban shoe idea that we had earlier than the fancy tour bus thing that I had originally pictured. Found a pug hiking, it would have been coyote bait for sure. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, so there you go. It looks like Brad Paisley has already beat us to the old trucker smell bourbon, old Cuban shoe kind of idea. It's a bod. Oh, you know what? Let me scroll back up. Oh yeah, I can still get rid of them. And there we go. Done. All right. One more blocked bot. Another bot has died. Mainly because I'm a cheapskate. Yeah, so I never paid for a dog before the one I just showed you. And it's only because I always wanted a full-blooded pit, and so I finally got one. And I know that that's probably selfish or whatever, I don't know. I don't care, actually. I keep doing that. I click on things and then I don't read them. And then I click on the next thing and I don't read that. Okay, I have a lab pit mix that was a rescue as well. True story. Never buy dogs. All of a sudden, I can't find Wild Turkey 101 rye now that I want to buy it. Yeah, Mom's on board also. Yes, for sure. Hot toddies for everybody. Papa Whiskey Wars. Yes. Probably not the name he was hoping for, but sure. Damn, that sucks. Sometimes it disappears over here too, but so far it always comes back, thankfully. Yeah, we know what you meant, Woods. That's all right. Okay, this Evan Williams bib is hitting the spot. Might need to do a OGB mini pour right after, for sure. Yes, we all do. So, to your health or whatever the thing. That's my excuse tonight. Actually, this is really soothing my throat, though, because my throat's still kind of raw from whatever the thing was I had. So I just take small sips of this occasionally and helps me be able to talk and not sound so raspy. We tend to like the same stuff. Yes. Very true. The only medicinal purpose, everyone is innocent in here. That's right. Shouldn't old Cuban shoe age on a makeshift raft? Yeah, see, that's what we always called when I said banana boats earlier. That's exactly what I meant. That's probably not the proper term. I'm sure that's somehow racist or, wrong or racially insensitive or something. But that's kind of what I was referring to earlier. That was kind of my thought, is that we need to get some barrels on some makeshift rafts and send them out in the ocean, maybe tether them together so we can find them in case one or all of them sink. Definitely going to have to put some GPS devices on those so we don't lose them, because we know how notorious they are for sinking and not letting people live. Anyway, okay, I'm pouring the Templeton 10-year. Damn good rye. I will have to take your word for it, Jack. What do I do here? Okay, I see. I must say, all whiskey tastes better out of a crystal cut edition Woodford Reserve glass. Shameless plug, indeed. Like if so earlier, me and Woods were talking about how I need to make affiliate links for things, although I have no idea how to do that, or if any affiliates even want me to link anything. But if I could, I would definitely make affiliate links for the Woodford Reserve gift box set, and also Libby's glasses, which is what me and Woods were talking about, and a few other things. There's a few things I would promote very easily with very little convincing if anyone in the business cared to want to do that with me. I have no idea how to set anything like that up, though. And this is where my business model falls apart, is I'm terrible at promoting myself and making money, it seems like. Good at reviewing, well, good seems optimistic. Decent at reviewing whiskey, but terrible at other business things that make you make money. Anyway, I think it deserves it. I reloaded 120 shot shells for the rest of the waterfowl season. Yeah, there you go. That's a lot. Now, what are you, just out of curiosity, Jack, what are you typically hunting when you say waterfowl? What specifically? The word makeshift should, let me highlight that. The word makeshift should definitely be included in my marketing scheme. Yes. Who needs like some makeshift barrels? Who needs new charred oak barrels when you can have just makeshift barrels made of broken down old Cuban homes? Ducks and geese. Okay. I meant more like specific breeds, or that's not the right word. I mean, breeds is close, but not really. I can't think of the thing I'm trying to say. Species. That's probably more like it. Swans and emus, and welcome, Matrix. What's up, buddy? Yeah, emus sound good. The shoe is the barrel. Duh. How could I have missed that? Aged Cuban, not old. Aged Cuban loaded, not old, yes. Marketing plan. So mainly mallards and Canadian graders. Okay, gotcha. Yes, everyone loves the shoe barrels. All right, I'm finally caught up on chat. Just barely. There's more coming in, and you guys are doing awesome tonight. Appreciate it. You guys are keeping me busy. So a few things I wanted to run by you guys. I mean, I did a little bit earlier, but so now that we're getting into the new year, and so for March Madness, I'm going to be doing the bracket of the, like, it's all bourbons under, what is the price point? I think it's all under $40. And I think it's going to end up being 32 bourbons in the bracket, all under $40. So if you guys have suggestions, let me get the list here. I have a full list. This is what we have so far. Some of them, a lot of these reviews are already out. So, but I'll run down the list anyway. Because if there's other bourbons you want to see in this bracket for the March Madness thing I have coming up for the best under 40, then please let me know. But let me run down the list here. So we got Long Branch by Wild Turkey. We got Russell's 10-year single barrel. We got Knob Creek 9. We got Eagle Rare. We have Dickel 8-year. So really, it's going to be bourbons and American whiskey. And then we also have Buffalo Trace. We have High West Prairie, American Prairie. We have Old Scout. We have Redwood Empire, Pipe Dream, Woodford Reserve. Of course, classic. Got to have that in there. Then we have Four Roses. That is the small batch, I believe. Then we have Woodinville, which I don't expect to do well, but who knows? Then we have Maker's 46, Redwood Empire's Lost Monarch. And then we have another Eagle Rare because I figured I got 2 bottles and they're very different. So I might as well give them both a chance and see if one fares better than the other. And as I've explained before, just to explain that a little further, Eagle Rares are almost a single barrel, so they're very different. One is very cherry forward, and the other one's very grape. They're not similar at all. So that's why I put both in. And I also have OGD 114, Ezra Brooks Distillery Selection, James E. Pepper, Cooper's Craft, and Rowan's Creek. So that is the first 16 that I have listed for my under 40 kind of budget bourbon bracket thing. But if you guys have other bourbons you want to see in there that are sub 40 that you should think that you think should be in that list, then please let me know, because we got a little time before I'm going to really start nailing down the bracket orders and things. So yeah, if you have suggestions, then let me know. Now, made with 40% more shoe for the holidays. Right. I got into some Sandhill Cranes in late November, ribeye in the sky. My man. So that is the only bird that I really want to hunt. And the main reason for that is because I hate them. They're a stupid bird that I think should be more than endangered. We should wipe them off the face of the planet, because I despise them and their stupid calls and their existence irritates me, because they insist. Because, okay, so some background. In Florida, Sandhill Cranes, camera, come on. Sandhill Cranes are endangered in Florida. So you cannot hunt them in Florida. You can't even touch them in Florida. So they insist on standing in the road when you're, trying to work or just live, and they won't move. And if you run them over, it's a really hefty fine. So you do not want to get caught running them over. So they'll just stand there and they'll just stop in the road and stare at you, because they don't care. They do not care about your life. They don't care about what you were doing. And they're just jerks. They'll just stand there and stare at you. And also, I was cleaning pools back in Florida. And so they insist on hanging out around the screen enclosures around the pool, right by the doors. And they, again, won't move. So then when you approach them, they take it upon themselves to squawk at you, flap their wings, and try and attack you, which would then swiftly be met with me smashing my brush into their face as hard as I possibly could to get them to move. So I don't like them at all. I think they are devil spawn, and I think that they're way too tasty to continue living. So good on you for killing a few of them. The ducks in Southeast Texas taste like rubber band. Yeah, not big on ducks, but I would very much look forward to shooting down some Sandhill Cranes. Come to Idaho, the Canadian graders are a nuisance out here. Yeah, kind of like Sandhill Cranes in Florida. Eagle, so rare, I have never seen one in the wild for MSRP. Granted, I've only seen it twice, AZ, and that is only because I hunt bourbon way, way too much. And with all that said, both times, can't say it was really worth the hunt. I just happened to be in the right place, right time, but I wish there were better bottles on those shelves instead of Eagle Rare. The Canadians don't like Cobra chickens. Hell, I feel no shame in knocking them out of the sky. There you go. Charred leather barrels, ribbed. Oh, I see. If I ever see you do a Penelope Bourbon review, I might unsubscribe. Oh man, so like, first off, I know it's just source stuff, and I'm almost done with sourced bourbons. Like, I have so many now. I probably have a dozen MGP sourced bourbons, and they're all basically the same. Like, some are a little bit different, but it's all basically the same thing. And it's just, new brands pop up and you're like, oh, what's this? Oh, from Indiana. Okay, great. So it's really getting frustrating when you're shopping for bourbon, because you see these reviews and then you go to the store and, maybe there are reviews like, oh man, this is like, the greatest thing ever. And it's just more MGP stuff. It's like, I don't, the reviewer acts like they've never had an MGP source product before, and there's got to be 10 dozen of them out there. So I don't know. Now, I'm not saying that Penelope, as Matt from ADHD says, I'm not saying Penelope is Indiana sourced MGP stuff, but I feel like it is. It probably is. You guys let me know. I'm sure somebody in the chat knows for sure. Well, Old Cuban Shoe feature leather chewed on by the dog. Maybe we could make that a thing. I know one thing, AZ, as we've talked about in the past. If I ever get famous and rich enough to do a barrel pick, the first barrel pick will absolutely be Old Cuban Shoe. And I don't care if not a single person buys it, other than the few people that are in this chat. It will be the single greatest bourbon ever made. I think Canadians have a ban on shooting the cranes. Well, Canadians suck at a lot of things, so whatever. Ha ha, my wife told me if I bought a bottle of Penelope, she would lose all respect for me. Sounds about right. Thing is, I've seen them many times and passed them up, mainly because Penelope is not a name for a bourbon. It's just not. Like, you can't name bourbon Penelope. Can't do it. It's a good name for a wine, not a good name for a bourbon. Nope. That will be a special edition, cost extra. That's right. What, crane officer? One under my tire. I didn't see it. Exactly. Like, I have this reoccurring dream where I'm just running around with machete, just cutting off the heads of sandhill cranes, and like their heads just go flying through the air. And then I clean them up and I cook them over my grill, and they taste amazing. AZ, yearly limited release. That's right. Extra leather chewed by my dog. John Wayne never drank Penelope. Indeed. Penelope puts together the wheated with the regular bourbon, then mostly does finishing. But is it MGP source stuff? That's my question. I think it is. I feel like deep down, that's what it is. That's right. Artisanal and we could put handcrafted. What's some other words we could attach to that? Let's see. Pre-masticated. There you go. Some people won't know what that word means, but the crane was coming right in front of me. Blam. Your mother is listening. We don't need any more. Well, I apologize for that. But, those birds should not be so jerky. Old Cuban Shoe Bourbon, at the very least, will be a great degreaser. For sure. Aha, you guys are off. The handle will be a what? No, okay. I need to highlight the right thing. Okay. You guys are off the handle, or is it on the handle? Penelope has their bottling plant in Kentucky, but their headquarters is not far from me in New Jersey. They specifically say it's MGP. Okay. Gotcha. Well, it still doesn't make the name good for bourbon, unfortunately, even if that is their daughter's name. But it is still MGP, as I kind of thought. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're doing some interesting things, but it's just I'm so tired of I have to have a dozen and a half MGP different things downstairs. And some are better than others, but they're all about the same. And I'm not saying that to say that they're bad. It's just, I don't know. I want to see some new craft small distilleries that are doing some interesting stuff. Several species, including Canada geese, are considered game birds and may be hunted in Canada. There you go. Commandante Lou, I am talking to the Goo Be Gone people. There you go. Although it may be limited to particular hunting seasons. Gotcha. Build a funnel to support the business. Pre-chewed, for sure. Yes. So, guys, any suggestions for our? Here's how I look at my fancy sheet here that I made. Look at that beautiful handwriting. Yeah, so that's 16 of the bracket there. So, guys, any bourbons sub $40 that you guys would like to see make it into the bracket for the March Madness thing we got coming up. I think I covered all of the main ones so far, and then, if we don't make it to 32, because granted that is a tall order to get 32 different bourbons that are under $40. So it's actually between 25 and 40. That's the range. So that's a good point. I'm trying to think if Makers 101 is sub 40 here. You know what? I might let it slide anyway, although it may win the whole thing. But I'm going to write that on the back here because I already have it. So Makers 101. Knob Creek 10. Is there a Knob Creek 10? There's Knob Creek 9 and Knob Creek 12. I don't know that I've ever seen a Knob Creek 10. You got me perplexed there, Diametron. I have Knob Creek 9 in the list. So that's on there already. But Knob Creek 10, I don't know that I've ever seen a Knob Creek 10. And 12 is too high to make the cut. Yeah, I think you can get Makers Mark 101 for right at 40. It's right there on like the edge. So I think we'll let it pass. I think it's close enough that it can make the cut. Because there's some other here that are really close. Like technically, Rowan's Creek is, when it's not on sale and you don't go to the right store, it's over 40 sometimes. And then there's another one on here. Let's see, what else was it? I'm not seeing it now. Oh yeah, Woodinville can also be plus 40 depending on where you buy. So there's a couple on there that are kind of pushing the 40 limit, but they're right close to that. So I think we'll throw Maker's Mark 101 in there as well. All right, let's see what else we got here. As long as Larceny and Bullet are in there, I'm good. Well, no. So Commandante Lou, that was in our previous list, if you didn't see it. So Larceny made it in the best of the weeded budgets. But that, at least around here, that's a sub $25 bottle. So that was kind of a different category. This is bottles between $25 and $40. I know that's oddly specific, but nonetheless. So that Larceny won our weeded budget battle. So if you guys haven't seen that video, that's been up for a little while now. Yeah, it beat out Weller as well as Standard Makers. And what else is in there? I think Woodford wheat, even though that's a wheat whiskey, but I just threw it in there because there's not many other wheat whiskeys, so I just threw it in that mix. And oh yeah, and then Rebel Rebel 100 was also on that list. Yeah, so Larceny was the winner of the budget weeders. Yeah, KC9 is too much. Yeah, around here that's about $70, 65, 70 for KC12. Yeah, KC9 is on the list though. I imagine it will do pretty well. I generally like that pretty well, so we'll see how it goes. I'll give you $2. Yeah, I agree. It's close enough that I mean, because I have bought it for sub 40. I've gotten it on sale for like $38.99, so it's right in the mix. So we'll let it go. I think makers will do well in the brackets. I'm impressed with it. Yeah, it's definitely a good one. I have to say, I was not a huge fan of standard makers, still not really. And then I had 46, and that was good. And then I had the cast strength, and I like that, just the regular cast strength, and I had the Maker's Mark 46 cast strength, and that's awesome. That's one of my favorite go-tos. And then they came out with the 101, and I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it because I felt like it was too low proof, and it might be too much like the standard makers, but it's not at all. It's a whole other thing, and man, is it good. How much do you pay for Bowman Brothers? Okay, well, tell you what, I do not have one, Sugar Kitty, but I will write that down, and I will see what I can find it for. If it's like right in there, if it's close, if I can get it for 40, 41, I'll throw it in. As long as it's not like, too much over that, I will throw it in the mix. Bowman Brothers. So that gets us to 18. So if we can get two more, that'd give us 20. That'd give me 5 brackets, which would be odd, but I can work it out. I hear you on those. Tastes great when it is hot. Who are we talking about? Oh, yeah, for sure. I do believe here in Idaho, they want you to hunt the Canadian geese. They have gotten lazy and refuse to migrate. Interesting. Non-migrating geese. They've gotten lazy like our population. Somehow it's rubbed off on them, apparently. Well, understood. I have allowed whiskey to cloud my judgment of whiskey. Okay, there you go. Whiskey makes you make poor whiskey choices. KC15 locally, I thought about it. It really hard, but passed. Yeah, so I have the opportunity to buy it anytime I want, and I have not yet bought it because supposedly there's a gift box set that's supposed to be coming to one of my local stores. It's supposed to be cheaper than just the bottle itself. And I know that I guess the gift box set is just really a wooden box, kind of like a Booker's, but I kind of want the wooden box. So, yeah. But they're not cheap. So, for me, Wild Turkey 101 Rye was first place. Okay. Old Forester Rye was last place. Fair enough. And High West, Elijah Craig, and Knob Creek were all tied for second, third, fourth. Okay. So, at least we agree on first. And I understand that Woods does not like the Old Forester profile, so that's fine. So really, I really thought that you would definitely take the High West over the Knob Creek and the Elijah Craig. So that's interesting. So, but you thought they were all fairly close. All right, good enough. Cool. KC9 is my third fave. Yeah, that is a solid bourbon that's on the shelf all the time. So you walk straight line. Do you have a Four Roses small batch in the brackets? Yes. Yeah, so I don't. Well, it's what the heck is it's not the bottom shelf Four Roses. Is that the small batch? I always forget the naming of Four Roses, but it's the slightly fancier bottle. It's kind of like heart shaped. I guess that's the small batch, but that's whatever the slightly fancier bottle. That's not the cheap Four Roses. That's the one that's in the brackets here. I paid $27.99 for it, if that gives you a better idea of what it is. How much for 15? Oh, gotcha. So around here, I don't know what Jack's seeing, but around here it's about $110 to $115 what we're seeing for KC-15. They refuse to migrate here too, but it's still federal law as far as I know. Interesting. Yeah, I'm still pretty solid. I'm a big guy around here and ate right before the stream started. Hey, there you go. Man, I can't remember. Sorry. I'm halfway there. 3 pour coming up on OGD bib. All right. Small batch is second tier. Okay. Yeah. So that's the one that's in the bracket. Yeah, I thought for sure High West would be my second place. That's what's so great about blind shootouts. Yeah, for sure. That's what I like about them too, man. It helps you figure out what you actually like, because no matter how much we don't want to, there's like this bias we have because we get in our head that we like certain things and then we just stick to that. But when you do things blind, you can't cheat that. There's no way to cheat in blind tastings. So then you find out what you really like. And like if I hadn't done that, I would have thought that I really loved the standard Knob Creek rye. Because on its own, on that first, not first pour, but second or third pour I had when I did the review, it was really good. And then up against those other 4, it was just kind of whatever. If you were to celebrate an awesome waterfowl season, that whiskey would you choose? I'll leave it open. What whiskey would you choose? Rare breed. That seems like the appropriate whiskey for killing birds. Just even the name seems fitting. And it's an awesome whiskey that's always available. Four Roses order is yellow. Yes. Small batch, single barrel, small batch select. Right. Yeah, so it'll be the small batch that's in the bracket for sure. Spoiler, even though I haven't reviewed it yet, Four Roses is not my favorite profile. But we'll see how it goes in the blinds, because as we were just saying, that can change things. So maybe I'm wrong. Just checked for a day bag limit and total 12 in possession. The problem is the Boise area is not a legal hunting zone, and we have the problem with them. I see. Interesting. Well, that's kind of how it goes. Because you could not convince me that Florida had an endangered problem with sand-hill cranes, but somehow they were endangered, even though they seem to be everywhere. But can't kill them there. Anybody like the High West bourbon? Love the bottle, but unsure. It's good. It's very standard young bourbon. It's not, I wouldn't say it's anything special, but it's also not very expensive. I mean, around here it's about $30-$35, so it's not bad. It's just, kind of your standard run-of-the-mill typical bourbon notes. Nothing crazy. Pretty label, good whiskey. Yeah. I don't know what you're referring to, Lou, but probably. Same here, bro. About halfway through the Ed Williams bib, then it's OUD bib to cap off the night. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a thing that exists, but yeah, if you wanted to celebrate killing a bunch of birds, I guess if you could find that, yeah. Boom, heck yeah, always had wild turkey after a wild turkey hunt. 2019, I bagged a 24-pound Miriam with a 10-inch beard. Well, the biggest bird yet. That definitely calls for a rare breed. I too don't care for the Four Roses. I've tried. Yeah, I've had 3 different ones now, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of overpriced young whiskey out there. With that said, I think that the High West is decent for what it is. It's It's okay. I bought it mainly for content, if I'm being honest. It's I had it at my stepson's house last year, and it was good. So I was like, why not throw it in? If you guys don't mind, I got to step away and hit the bathroom real quick, and I'll get back to the chat. Give me one more second because I also need water. Sorry, I'm holding up the show here. Fortunately, because I'm still getting over whatever the heck this is, I have to constantly be drinking something or my throat feels like it's on fire. So that's fun. I have to say, I'm surprised that you don't like Four Roses. Most people who like Wild Turkey usually seem to like Four Roses as well, and vice versa. Well, so to me, the big difference is that Four Roses is a lot more sour. It also has a lot more like youthful bourbon notes to me. I always get that. Whether it is youthful or not, I can't say. I've never investigated. But I always get those kind of sour oak notes a lot more on Four Roses that I don't really care for. So that's the big difference to me. It does kind of have that Wild Turkey spice a little bit, but I think Wild Turkey does a lot better job with it. The plain bourbon from High West to me is just so ordinary. There's much better alternatives for the same price. I would agree. Sure. As I said, it's just kind of run-of-the-mill, pretty standard, ordinary bourbon. It's nothing very special. It's not bad. It's just kind of, it's bourbon. My largest Canadian grater was close to 23 pounds, and the largest sandhill crane was 57 pounds when by Game and Fish. Man, those must have been some nice breast meats that you got off that sandhill, because 53 pounds, man, that is a big bird. And great meat from what I hear. I've never had it, but I've seen a lot of guys talk about it, so would love to have some sandhill crane breast meat on the grill. Got to take a cat nap now. See you next time. Yeah, I'm about to sign out myself here in a little bit, Sure Kitty. Thank you for joining us, though. Really appreciate it. We will see you guys. We'll see you in the next one. F birds. Their superiority. They're a threat. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of threats out there right now, but yeah, birds are birds are definitely one of them. Drank turkey after deer hunting. Never turkey hunted here. Yeah, of course, I mean, everybody knows the story of how turkey got its name, but it is from turkey hunting, funny enough. Even though I think it goes much better after deer hunting. I would agree. Yeah. To me, the only Four Roses worth it is the single barrel picks of the 10 recipes, and that's expensive. They are expensive, but I've heard the same things, Sure Kitty, although I guess you've tried them, but I've not had them myself, mainly because I'm just not a fan of Four Roses. So it's kind of steered me away from that, but I guess I'm going to have to give in and buy some. Yeah, that sounds like a fair assessment. Yep, and I agree. There's good turkey hunting out there, but deer hunting out there is awesome too. I mean, so for me, when it comes down to the difference is, it's just like, if you're gonna spend that much time in the woods, because it's about the same amount of time, why not get a heck of a lot more meat? So I always prefer deer hunting, and especially since turkey hunting, basically you're just gonna breast them out. You're not gonna. I mean, if you go through a lot of work, you can kind of make the rest of them edible, but they're not great. So when it all comes down to it, you're looking at maybe 10 pounds of meat compared to a good sized deer. You're going to be 75 to 100 pounds of meat. So it just seems like a no brainer to me. So I always, if I can be deer hunting, that's what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, they're a lot harder to find, Templar. And as Sugar Kitty said, they are expensive if you do find them. Especially the store picks, very, very hard to find. I mean, just single barrels are kind of hard to find, but store picks are very hard to find. Oh, sorry, bud. Later, Sugar Kitty. Enjoy your nap. See you next time. Yes, have a good night, Sugar Kitty. I have a cabin up north by Flagstaff. I see tons of turkeys lately. Yeah, we see them too, but getting one close enough to shoot is a different thing. Their sight is very, very good. So you got to be really sneaky. Haven't tried any Four Roses products yet, but I love wild turkey. Yeah, I mean, I think wild turkey is the superior choice of the two, personally. I think we need to rename the channel to Budget Boys Bourbon. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was going after. I mean, to begin with, I just like the name Whiskey Wars. But yeah, maybe Triple B is a better name. Again, as I mentioned earlier, terrible at marketing. So I've been told that the name Wars is offensive by people in comments. I've been told that my bullets in the glass are offensive. One person told me that they would never subscribe to a channel that has anything to do with firearms or ammunition. And that just kind of empowered me to keep doing it, because I was just like, well, I kind of just want to do it more now, just to piss you off. I was more of a fisherman in my youth, changing subjects completely. You are part of the turkey tribe now. Yes, indeed. Okay, gents, I had my rye pour of the night. Now I need to have my bourbon pour. Yes. White bass. Oh, yeah. You know, there's so many people that overlook bass. I don't understand why that is. And there's people around here that will not eat bass. They love to catch them, but they just throw them back. I don't really get that. I think bass is delicious, but whatever, to each their own. What bourbon are you pouring? Trout are fun to catch, but not fun to eat for me. Yeah, not my favorite. I agree. It's okay. I mean, there's not many fish that I don't really like eating, but trout's not my favorite. Oh, let's see. Really enjoying this Evan Williams bib right now, and so thankful that Evan products are always available and affordable. Hope they never become Tater Bait. Very, very unlikely. In fact, all the taters were like uniting, trying to ban Heaven Hill for a while there. In fact, I got yelled at on Facebook for posting a review of a Heaven Hill product by a bunch of people during the time that people were striking, because I guess, whatever. And I get, that maybe Heaven Hill wasn't being fair with their employees. I don't really get involved in that kind of stuff. I know that that's people's livelihood and all that. So I don't want to say I don't care, but I I'm just here to review whiskey. I'm not here to really get involved in the politics and whatever else is going on. But I think it's very unlikely that the taters will ever unite and start buying up all the Heaven Hill products. Because they don't come in fancy little My Little Pony bottles, primarily. I like a good value whiskey, not going to lie. Yeah. The more people who are offended, the better. Indeed. Don't listen to the haters. There's such dumb reasons to be offended. Yeah. That's true. It is the same as watermelon. But Whiskey Wars goes perfect with your channel. You tie that excellent with the review. Well, thank you. I agree. So around here, the kind of the prize fish is crappie, which is still kind of, they're sort of related to bass roughly. But like crappie, that's like everybody around here is like, oh, that's the fish to eat. And so it's kind of like crappie or nothing. But I mean, I think bass are just as good, if not better. If I'm honest, I think usually I prefer bass. You get more meat off them, bigger fillets. I think it has a better mouthfeel, the flesh itself. Yeah. Anyway, I make a pesto sauce to pour on bass. Freaking outstanding. That sounds good. That sounds pretty good. That isn't the first time I've heard of EW becoming tater bait. Don't think it's ever going to happen, guys. I would be really, really surprised. I'm not far from the Sam Rayburn Reserve, so plenty of bass around here. Yummy. Indeed, man. I hope people keep passing up on bass because I won't. Any bass I'm catching that's legal is coming home with me. Indeed. The freaking My Little Pony bottles. You guys will, if you're ever on Facebook forums, you'll probably see me. Because if anybody posts a Blanton's bottle and they start going off about how amazing it is, I'm probably going to be in the comments because I hate those posts with a passion. I hate the hype around Blanton's more than just about anything else in the whiskey world. So OGD Bib is more peanutty, and Edward Williams Bib is more walnutty to me. There you go. For some reason in my head, I thought that was going like Walmart. I don't know why my mind did that, but for some reason, instead of walnutty, at first my brain said Walmarty, and that was just funny. That's why I laughed. Crappie are great, but fillets are smaller. Yes, for sure. Crappie, I know what you meant. So they're both like nuts. Indeed. I'm going to have a little more of this 1910 because it's awesome. Again, can't recommend it enough, guys. You guys have not tried this. This is, if not my favorite bottle from the Whiskey Row, it's definitely my second favorite. And one of my favorite Old Foresters, period. And probably one of my favorite $50-ish bottles, period. This thing is just amazing. And it's got enough going on that even if you wanted to throw a rock in it, although I don't think that's necessary because it's low proof. But if you did, I think it would stand up to a rock pretty well. But on its own, just, I mean, look at that color. Look how dark that is. It's like maple syrup. It's good stuff. All right, let's see here. What do we got? Well, musicians, God. Not following, but cool. We always ate crappie off the bone. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, especially if they're small, a lot of people do them that way. Generally around here, because there's so many crappie in Lake Cumberland, the lake that's really near us. that unless they're big enough to fillet, we just throw them back. So that's just kind of a luxury we have here. But yeah, smaller ones definitely off the bone, like same way you'd like do a bluegill or something like that. Love the bland salt. Oh, you're welcome. Don't believe me. I got plenty more where that came from. Like the thing is, I don't hate Blanton's as a bottle of whiskey. I want to be clear on that. I think as a bottle of whiskey, it's fine. I think the marketing around it is completely stupid. I think all the money that gets spent on making the bottle so pretty and fancy and all that crap is also dumb. Because then you got people, hey, another bot. Let's get rid of that, and then I'll finish my thought. Okay. So I think that if you took the same distillate that was in Blanton's and put it in a bottle, like say the Evan Williams old 1783 bottle, just a standard round bottle, nobody would talk about it ever. Nobody would. It would not. Nobody would chase it. Nobody would care that it existed. It would sit on the shelf. Nobody would care. It would just sit there. No, we wouldn't even be having this discussion because it would just. It's so ordinary that nobody would talk about it. It's an okay bottle for 40 or 50 bucks, and that's what it is. The problem I have with Bland's is how hyped it's become. It's just so insane, the level of hype. I mean, people, they act like they've like graduated from college or something amazing when they find a bottle of Bland's. And I know what has to follow. What has to follow is when they open that bottle, it's going to be just underwhelming and unfulfilling and disappointing. So that's really, it's really the bourbon community that I'm upset with. It's all the people that have hyped up Bland's. That's what irritates the crap out of me. Anyway, enough of Bland's. Bib night over here. About to pour my OGD bib like hanging. All right. Yeah, let's do that. Damn, I should have got that 1910. The 1897 has too much of the apple taste for me. Interesting. I'm trying to recall. It's been a while since I've had the 1897. I'm not remembering an appley taste. Maybe. I'll have to, now I'm going to have to buy another bottle and see for myself. Trick of filleting is to use a very sharp knife and cut off as much of the dark meat as possible. For sure. Yes. I really like the OF 1920. Also, hey, what is up, Mr. Great Shot? Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Appreciate you just swinging by. And yes, OF 1920 is awesome for sure. So just backtracking in the stream a little bit, I'm just getting over a cold. My taste buds are completely shot. So I wanted something with a lot of flavor, but was also low proof because cold or whatever I had, my taste buds are all out of whack. And every whiskey right now tastes like it's barrel proof. So I want something a little bit lighter. So I'm going Old Forester 1910 tonight. But Old Forester 1920 is awesome. So 3 different pours, never wash the glass, adds intrigue to every pour. You know, I agree. I try and just, pour as much out into my mouth as possible. And then we call that clean and then move on to the next thing. And then you're kind of doing a little mixing there. There's a little taint from the last one. But I think that it, as you said, it adds a little complexity to the next thing you pour in. The My Little Pony marketing may be dumb, but it created legions of followers. Yes. What is that? What is it? Brawny or what's the My Little Pony porn? That has a lot of legions of followers as well, I've heard. It's also dumb, but a lot of people like that too. I've been told. I hear there's forums about it and all kinds of craziness. So I kind of put it in that same category. Pretty things attract weird people, and then weird people tell their weird friends about it, and then there's lots of weird people following this one thing that doesn't make any sense. It's the damn letters, man. The chase. You know, that's the thing. And Buffalo Trace has done this twice now, basically, because Blade and Bow is like a part of the whole parent company. And so they got the keys that you can collect. I tell you, Buffalo Trace, they're just the kings of marketing. They have the marketing thing down. They love marketing. They're really good at it. They've made things collectible for all the wrong reasons. What's funny, though, is that you can literally go to Buffalo Trace and just buy the toppers and get all the letters. You don't even have to buy all the bottles. You just go to Buffalo Trace and buy the toppers. It's not hard. They're not even expensive. But most people don't know that, so they want to do it the hard way for reasons I don't understand. It's like, hey, let's just buy a bunch of average whiskey and spend way too much money on it and then have this thing that only I care about that I can show my friends, and they'll be like, yeah, you did that. Yeah, okay. Cool. Do you have any whiskey that's good? I haven't. Interesting strategy, yeah. Really? See, this is the great thing about you guys is I get to find out about things that are shortages around the country. I would have never thought that Old Forester 1920 was hard to find. Just like I would have never thought that Ezra Brooks is hard to find. It's weird to me. Distribution is weird. I mean, there's like another thing. So here in Kentucky, not seeing any of the C921 batches yet. Not the Larceny or the ECVPs. No C921s have popped up in Kentucky, which is where it's made. But other states already have them. I mean, I got a few buddies that are reviewers on YouTube that are asking me, you know, like, hey, have you seen it yet? Because I've been talking to them about their reviews, and like, nope, not seeing it. So it's crazy that other states get it before the state that it's made in. But distribution is weird. Even seen a bottle of Blanton's in, maybe haven't. Okay, gotcha. Haven't seen a bottle of Blanton's in 2 or 3 years. Don't even know if I would like it anymore. I mean, I want to be clear. Blanton's is not a bad bottle. It's not bad. But it's just like Mr. Greatshot just pointed out here. $150? Are you freaking crazy? I mean, there's no, like you said, hard pass for sure. It's not anywhere near $150 distillate in that bottle. There's nothing about what's in that bottle that's worth $150. You're paying for the bottle and the letter purely then, because what's inside is worth 40 to 50 bucks at best. On a good day, if you get a good bottle, it's a $40 to $50 bourbon. Maybe 60 if you get a really exceptional single barrel. But I mean, when you think about the competition these days, like the one that Mr. Greatshot mentioned right off the bat, Old Forester 1920 or Old Forester 1910, the Russell's single barrel store picks. See what else is in there. Rendezvous rye, even though it's a rye, that's great, pretty findable. Let's see. I would honestly, most days, if you could find it, I would take an E.H. Taylor small batch over most of the Blantons I've had. There was one Blanton's that I had that I like better, but usually I like the E.H. Taylor small batch better. I know that's not much easier to find, but I would take it over that. Let's see, what else is in that kind of $60 price point? It's not $60, but Rare Breed. I would take Rare Breed all day over Blanton's. If I was down in my whiskey room and I could look around. Anyway, you guys get the point. The Old Forester single barrel destroys Blanton's. Of course, that's also hard to find, but nonetheless. Jack, I'm in Austin, Texas. Hey, we got another Texan in here. Awesome. Welcome to the crew, man. So lots of Texans in here. As you see, we have a fellow from Arizona. So apparently I appeal to folks out west, which is fine by me. Every Bourbon Channel guy has a beard. I need a shaven Bourbon Channel. Oh, yeah? Okay. I mean, to be fair, there have been times where I don't have facial hair, so I'm back and forth depending on what's going on in life. But yeah, facial hair is good. It's how we're made. So it's just it's really lack of effort. That's really what it is more than anything. Especially right now, I just haven't been feeling good, so no shaving has been happening. Scratch shot. That's about 175s of, yeah, exactly. And I would I would definitely take 6 handles of Evan Williams Bib over 1 bottle of Bland's. Granted, 1 bottle of Bland's might be better than 1 bottle of Evan Williams Bib, but if you could have 6, I'm taking the 6. Oh man, the George Dickel Bib never disappoints. So freaking good. Actually, you know what? I would take that. And people rag on Dickel all the time, but I would take George Dickel Bib over a Bland's. I'm going to add that to the list. You guys can quote me on that. So how does the, let me highlight this. So how does the, what does that mean? Woodford Reserve. I'm sorry, folks. My brain is just barely functioning tonight. Woodford Double Oak Fair versus. Okay, so personally, I prefer the 1910. The Double Oak is sweeter, which some people prefer. I don't like it when it's like candy sweet, and to me, the Double Oak is kind of approaching that. Granted, it's very similar. I mean, it's same parent company. They're both Brown-Forman products, similar process, but I prefer the 1910. But Double Oak is another one I would take over Bland's. We're just creating a theme here tonight. You guys are mentioning all the bourbons I would take over Bland's. That's what we're doing. But I would say, to further answer your question, AC, I'd say they're very close, and neither one of them is bad. I think if somebody prefers one over the other, I'd say either way you're right because they're both great. It's just more like a personal preference. I like. It seems like I get more of the darker notes in the 1910, and you get more fruity, sweeter notes in the Double Oak. That's my personal breakdown, real quick there. Texas in the house, yes. Let's see here, Hazy. Oh, great question. I've seen Woodford double around, but I wanted the OF this week. Yeah, like I said, I don't think either one of them is bad. It's just more like personal preference. I think they're both excellent, excellent bourbons. Ugh, this throat thing is annoying. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, they're very similar in price. Here, it's about the same. I think here, Double Oak's like 45-ish, and usually I can get 1910 for 50. So we're like $5 cheaper on both. But yeah, I mean, either way, I don't think you can go wrong. It's just, I would buy them both eventually, and you compare them yourself. I mean, I don't think, especially if you like the darker notes in bourbon, I think you're going to like both of them. They are a little bit different, but neither is bad. Though I really like the John Wick movies, I blame them for the Bland's craze. Well, I mean, yeah. See, the thing is that Blanton's was going crazy before John Wick. That did not help at all. It certainly made everything worse. Like, I mean, Blanton's did not need more hype, but John Wick, possibly like the most crazy badass character ever on screen. I mean, there's a few up there, but I mean, like I always felt like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can't even say the name. Arnold Schwarzenegger's characters were kind of over the top and crazy. Like John Wick, you feel like this is a guy that might actually exist. Anyway, I'm talking specifically about the first movie. From there, it seemed downhill, but that's the one Bland's was in, so that's what we're talking about. Yeah, but Buffalo Trace, just like you said, marketing geniuses, and the hype was way too high before the John Wick movies, and then that just pushed it way over the edge, and now it's insane. Man, I thought reloading powder chasing was bad until I really got into whiskey. Way worse. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's why I don't load my own shells, because I don't need. First off, I don't have any more room for anything ever. If I started doing that, I don't know where I'd put all the stuff to do that. Also, my wife would be even more upset than she already is with all the room I take up with all my other shenanigans. So yeah, if only marketing could be about selling good stuff instead of pawning off BS on suckers. That'd be good. We'd all like that. My local Total Wines usually had all the OF, but pickings were a bit slim last time I was there. Interesting. Last pour of the night, Blue Note Barrel Strength Specs Store Pick. Hey, I have heard that is a good one. You know, I've only seen 2 Blue Notes in all of my searches. I don't understand how this happens, but I hear they're good. I do hear good things about them. The new Blanton's straight from the barrel. Yeah, I mean, here's like, I'm sure that is a good bottle. I don't doubt it, because the regular Blanton's is good. I don't want to take anything away from it. It's not this terrible bourbon. It's good. So I'm sure the straight from the barrel is even better. But the price tag that's associated with it has got to be so insane that I would never consider buying it. But it sure is fun to watch the suckers, indeed. Jack, most of the time, but there's definitely a lot that we don't see here, and no whiskey shipping to here. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that rule. Yeah, that sucks for you guys. Yeah. Put Blanton's up against Ed Williams Bib in a blind test. See who wins. I like this. So that is another idea, Templar, that I've had for a while that I wanted to do. And that is, what can Blanton's beat? That would be my running series. And it would be stuff like that, like Evan Williams Bib, OGD Bib, other staples like Wild Turkey 101, Buffalo Trace, Old Forester 100 proof. Just stuff that's on the shelf all the time, budget-friendly stuff. And I would just put Blanton's up against it over and over again blind. And I would have a third one in there just to mix it up so it's not so easy to pick out what's what. And see what wins. Maybe do 2 budgets and 1 Blanton's and see how Blanton's fares. Because I would bet that there's a lot of stuff that beats Blanton's. I think that would be a fun series. So if that's an idea that you guys like, it seems like at least Templar Fidelis likes that idea, then that's the thing I've been thinking about already. So you have just initiated or pushed further a good plan. I need to go through my grandfather's notes. He loaded up the best 357 ever shot, got a gout of flame out. Okay, got a flame out of the barrel every time. Oh, okay. Hey. Okay, I'm past the neck pours of the George Nickel Bib, and it gets better. Damn it, I might go pick up a couple more to have stock for the year. Yeah, man, they're good. I mean, I wish they were a little cheaper so I could buy more of them, but it is 13-year-old whiskey, so you can't complain too much. Got my OGD Bib poured. All right, nice. Keep that hat on the TY Reviews. Real whiskey drinkers. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm not following. Keep that hat on the TY T-Y. Help my brain. I do apologize, guys. My brain's not working to the best. Yeah, I'm probably functioning around 60 to 70% right now. The head cold is still sort of there. Ludon on the list, thanks. Yeah, I hope you guys can find it at a reasonable price. I have not seen one at a reasonable price, but I hear good things about them. I like regular Woodford, but can't drink 2 glasses in a row. Yeah, it's a little rich. I'll give you that. I don't mind it, but I can see that. Yeah, man, loading. Okay, I'm gonna skip that. Let's see here. I'm gonna see picking those. Don't got the taste buds some of y'all seem to have. For me, it's like, yeah, that tastes good. Well, so Dimetron, I'd say that all comes in time. I didn't either when I first started doing this whiskey thing. It's definitely something that it's kind of a skill makes it sound pretentious or stupid. Not really. Yeah, it's like anything else. It's like the more you do it and the more you think about things, and the more it's also dependent on how many foods you have tried. So the more you expand your foods, especially dessert items, and kind of baking spices, all those kind of things, the more those things you become familiar with, the more you start picking up those notes in bourbon or whiskey or whatever your thing is, and then the better you get at picking out the notes. So yeah, I think a lot of people make it seem like it's harder than it is. I don't think it's necessarily that hard, and I don't like a lot of people think that like only Fred Minnick is qualified to do this. We all have tongues; they all work the same. It's just getting your brain to figure out what your tongue is tasting. It's really not that difficult. It takes a little bit of time on your part to, okay, this smells like cinnamon, this smells like clove, this smells like anise, this smells like chocolate, whatever. And you, in your own free time, if you have those things at home, you can just smell chocolate. So I smell chocolate. No, yes, whatever. And you don't really have to do that unless you want to go through the craziness that I do, running a YouTube channel. Then you have to do these kind of stupid things at home. And the upside is no one has to see you do these stupid things. So there is that. Strange how many things are so cheap, so much cheaper here, but rare breed cost me 50 something. Yeah, rare breed is cheaper here. So I guess Jimmy and Eddie do love Kentucky, so we appreciate that. Okay, good to know. So Crossroads is a no-go, according to Woods. I trust that. So. Oh, okay. So I'm currently in South Central Kentucky. I'm in Wayne County, but I was born just one county over, and then grew up in Florida, and now I'm back here. Yeah, been back up here 2 years, so that's why I don't really have any accent or anything. But man, I love it up here. It's so much cheaper to live than Florida, and I just love the country up here. People are nicer, less traffic. Just a good place to be, especially right now with all the craziness. It's a good spot to be in the world. So where in Western Kentucky are you from, there, Mr. Great Shot? Just out of curiosity. Blanton's bottle looks the same as the Mickey's grenade bottles. Changed my mind. Not even gonna try to. Still never bought an OF Statesman after the Kingsman movie. Now, are you saying you don't like the Kingsman movie? Or so it's like, is that the reason you didn't buy it? Yeah, I mean, I would say Statesman. I'm trying to think of It's probably 1920, 1910. What's the 1897 is a bottle of bond. That's probably my third favorite. Then Statesman, then whatever the other one is, 1879 or 76, whatever the heck the other year is. That's probably my order for the whiskey row. And then probably OF 100 would be below that, and then 86. If we're just talking the bourbons, the rye would probably be between the Whiskey Row series and OF 100. So, yeah. I want to go to Specs, dang it, but do you work for Specs, Lou? It seems that way. Can't ship to Arizona either. Just started this year that Kentuckians can get whiskey delivered. They used to not be a thing, but just started that we can do that this year. I watched the new Kingsman movie today and they plugged it anyway again. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's not a bad bourbon. I can't blame them. I mean, Old Forester did make a whole bourbon for a movie, so they should probably plug it as much as they can. It's not that popular in the whiskey community, honestly, and I mean it's not bad. What can plans beat? Do it, please. Okay, it's official. That will be a thing. Yeah. The thing is John J. Bowman is basically as hard to find as blends around here. Like I never see them. I know it's the same stuff, but never see either one. No, but El Paso might be the closest. Can't guarantee good whiskey. Some only have like you would chew. That's right. I find a mini 50 ml of blends. Oh man, it never gets old. $18 for a 50 ml. That is hilarious. I meant to say, keep the cowboy hat on the. Oh yeah, okay, I got you. Gotcha. Yes, that is staying for sure. Yeah. And sometimes I even wear a cowboy hat on here. It's just tonight. This is what I was wearing all day. Been kind of feeling crappy. Didn't feel like doing anything or cleaning up at all or really doing anything at all to dress up. So this is what I'm wearing. Yeah. Fred is a pretty humble dude, minus the ascot. No, I mean, I want to be clear. I like Fred Minnick. I think he's a good guy. I think he does excellent reviews. And I think his tasting notes are spot on most of the time. I don't disagree with his tasting notes. I disagree with some of the things that he likes, but I can't disagree with his tasting notes. It's just that I've had many people tell me that, like you're not qualified or, whatever. I don't even know what that means because as far as I know, if you have the ability to taste, then you're qualified to give tasting notes on whiskey. I'm looking for a good starter scotch, non-peated. Anybody have any suggestions? Was on a scotch channel and got lost in the weeds. Belvini Double Oak. That's where I would start. Coming off of bourbon, or what is it? Boonhaven's. Trying to think of that, but oh, I'm getting corrected. But yeah, Belvini Double Oak. So I was born 2 counties over. See, what do I know? I don't know anything about me. Oh, my throat. I agree with Mr. Great Shot. That is another good option. Mr. Great Shot, Highland Park 12. Is that not slightly peated? It seems like it is. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one, though. I thought there was, but I could be wrong. Mickey's is the Mickey's is the finest malt liquor ever created. Yeah, right. I like Kingsman. Just thought the bottle was too expensive. It is kind of. I mean, for what's in the bottle, it's not like Blanton's level of overhyped, overmarketed, that kind of stuff. But it's a little more than it should be. It should probably be like a $40 bottle, and it's more like $50. A lot of people who live in hotter climates, like Buchanan's 12, it's low proof like most Scotch, but it's pretty good. Yeah, it's but again, isn't Buchanan's peated? I feel like Buchanan's is also slightly peated. Now, I mean, not like Ardbeg level peat by any means, but I feel like there is a slight peat note in Buchanan's. Oh, okay, cool. Let's see. Interesting. I follow all the biggest whiskey channels. Yours was suggested to me, and I found it refreshing, direct, and understandable. Well, that's good. I'm glad. The vid was Kentucky is not the gold mine I was looking for. Really, that's how you found me. The only short video I have ever put out is how you found me. That's good to know. Maybe I should put out more of those occasionally. I don't necessarily like doing short videos like that, but I could probably do a couple of shorts on some topics like that. I've been thinking, I mean, because YouTube shorts are now marketable, I guess it would maybe be worth my while. I like a little bit longer kind of forum style talking. But anyway, sample pack sounds good. I guess I missed something. I'm going to continue on. Oh, yeah, okay. I do know what you're talking about. Yeah. That's you talking about the Glenlivet? Is that what I missed? Anyway, I'm going to keep rolling on it. Yeah, so Macallan 12, it's a little higher price, but a lot of people like that. It's not my favorite by any means, but I like peated Scotch. So anyway, did you ever find no, I did not, Jack. I've never even seen one. I mean, I looked it up I guess I looked it up that night or later. I mean, so I've seen it like in pictures, but I've never seen a bottle in life. No. Okay, so you like Laphroaig, well, but so interesting. Yeah, I agree with that. It is lightly peated, yeah. Now I do like a peated whiskey. I really liked Westland's peat, but I don't see it anymore. I've never had that one. My wife got me a bottle of Laphroaig Levin Offerman edition. Very peaty though. Love it like a bonfire in a bottle. Yep. It's pricey though. I just don't get Scotch like I get bourbon. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I mean, it's I guess what my issue is with most Scotch is it's just, for me, it's too light, especially when you're used to bourbon, especially the kind of bourbon that I like. So that's why I usually lean towards peated Scotches because they got a little more going on. But I know that's not for everybody. So Buchanan's 12 is a blend. It might have a tiny bit of peated whiskey in it, but it doesn't stand out at all. Yeah, true. Yeah. Well, hey, here we go. We have Whiskey Lover Society jumping in here. So there you go. And this guy knows Scotch. If you guys have not checked out his channel, if you guys want to know about Scotch, I don't even know how many reviews he's done now, but a lot. Many Scotch reviews. So that's probably the best suggestion you're going to get all night right there. So if you can find that, AZ, that's probably the one to go after, because this man is a Scotch expert. So I was just kind of dabbled in Scotch a little bit. So that's probably the suggestion I would go with. Yeah. And Buchanan's is on the cheaper side for sure. Come on, camera. You know, another one that's very light, although I don't know if I could suggest it, is Monkey Shoulder. It's light. It's not peated. I don't necessarily care for it that much, but a lot of people seem to. I don't really understand the craze around it. I think it's just kind of whatever. But in any case, a lot of people like it. So yes. So funny enough that you say that, very popular in Latin America. So we had some good friends visiting from Florida just last week, and he was saying that Buchanan's 12 was served at his wedding, and so much was served that he actually took home like 10 boxes of Buchanan's 12. So they had it like on their honeymoon and like for several of their first big occasions after their wedding. So Buchanan's 12 just kind of like became a part of his life because of that. So yes, very popular in Latin America. Yeah, for sure. Nah, that's something like $110 bottle around here. So yeah, definitely not a bad whiskey if you like the peat. Again, if you guys have not, especially if you want to get into Scotch, check out Whiskey Lover Society. Gert is doing some great reviews, and he's reviewed a ton of Scotches. So there's no shortage of reviews to look through there if you want to get into Scotch. My throat, guys, is just about giving up for the night, so I'm going to finish up the comments here and probably wrap it up. I go back and forth. Some nights Scotch tastes great. Other times I just wish it was bourbon. Yeah. I mean, like I said, unless it's like a really good peated Scotch. That's kind of like my exception. It might be. You would have to ask Whiskey Lover Society about the price on that. Yeah, I agree. Woods, on that, we definitely agree. Our Big 10 is just our, what is it, Ugendal? Both of those, oh, just like that to me is Scotch at its best. Just, oh, those, I mean, it's something you have to be in the mood for. But man, when you're in the mood for it, there is nothing else like it. Talisker here is good, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Monkey Shoulder, like if you want something cheap just to try, just to see if you like it, it's $32, so it's not like a huge waste of money. It is very light, no peat, kind of honey and lemon, and it's been a while since I've had it. I'm just trying to go off memory here, but very light on the palate. I used to call myself Scotch drinker when I was in the service, but only got JW Black Label. Man, what a novice. Yeah, we've all been there, you know, whether it was Jack back in the day or Jim Beam or Johnny Walker Black or Doers or whatever the thing was that got you into whiskey. We've all had that thing that we thought was the most amazing thing ever, and then we discovered actual whiskey. Peace, everyone. Much respect. All right, Lou, you're heading out. I'm about to do the same. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. The Oogie is the best, but up. Oh, wow. See, around here, it's the same price as the 10-year. Yeah. So there's like three, all three of the ones that there's Ugadal, the 10-year, and what's the other one? So three of them are 50, and then you can get Wee Beastie for 45. So, yeah. But Ardbeg is, yes. Ardbeg is one of the peatier scotches you can get. I mean, again, I've already said it, but check out Whiskey Lover Society if you want to know more about Scotch. This guy has way more comprehensive reviews of Scotch than I do. Yeah. But so check his channel out if you want to know more about Scotch. I'm more of the bourbon guy. He knows way more about Scotch. Has done tons and tons of reviews. Does great reviews. Lots of nosing and tasting notes. Can't recommend his channel enough. But my favorites are the Ardbeg line. That's usually my go-tos. But if you want more stuff, check him out. All right, so 50. Oh wait, is it pounds? Yeah, I think it's pounds. And conversion rate, I don't know. I look at Scotch as a completely different thing from bourbon. Generally have as a finish. Yeah, I mean, it is definitely totally different. Weird thing, I got more Band-Aid flavor in Johnny Black than. Yeah, so for me, when you first open a bottle of Ardbeg, you get that a little bit, that Band-Aid kind of iodine thing. But then after, you get down past the neck and it gets a little air in it, then it starts to open up. And man, then it's just amazing. Redbreast, that's Irish, isn't it? Pretty sure. Am I wrong on that? Seems like Redbreast is an Irish whiskey. Had any college? What's up? Yeah, definitely, guys. If you guys are interested in Scotch, check out Whiskey Lover Society. Great, great stuff. Euros. There we go. So 50 euros. I have no idea what the conversion rate on that is. I know pounds, it's about double, or it was. I don't know what the exchange rate is now. But yeah. Well, guys, I am going to call it a night. My throat and my head and really everything is just done. I need sleep and water and medicines of various kinds. But hopefully next week I'm back to 100%, and I'm going to try and see if we can drag Fun with Whiskey back in with us. He's been really busy as well. So we'll see how that goes. But if nothing else, I will be back probably. Well, I've asked you this before. So which night works better for you guys? I mean, you guys are the regulars. You're the ones that always show up. So is Friday or Saturday night better? I know, AZ, you mentioned that you like Saturdays better, it seems like. I remember somebody saying that. It doesn't much matter to me which night we do, Friday or Saturday. So let me know in the comments which night you guys prefer, Friday or Saturday, and then we will try and make it a regular thing again on whatever night that is. Nonetheless, so if you could just guys drop that in the comments, whichever night you guys prefer. And thank you guys, everybody, for showing up. Appreciate it. Also, some new faces. Thank you, Mr. Great Shot. Good to see some new folks in here. Appreciate you guys stopping by. And, of course, all the regulars, Jack, Dimetron, Templar, Hanging AZ, Woods, Sugar Kitty, of course, Pops coming in. Appreciate that. And I know Whiskey Lover Society. Now we had a couple others pop in. Thank you, everybody. So good night, and we will see you. Okay, so Dimetron says Saturday. Also, Templar says Saturday. Okay, so next Saturday then will be when we stream again. I will see you guys then, and good night.